When I first started photography, a $50 camera bag was all I needed. Nearly a decade later, the bag I use now costs almost 10 times that. So, what's the difference? And more importantly, is it actually worth it? For 6 years or so, this cheap bag was fine. The upgrade didn't come because it broke down. It came because I knew everything about how I shoot was going to change. For most of my early career, I was shooting locally, a few hours at a time in decent weather and somewhat close to home. When I traveled, it was short, 4 or 5 days max. This cheap bag had friction early, having to set it down to get into it, for example, but that was a minor inconvenience. You can deal with it and keep going. But over time, one problem became 2 and 2 became 4. And suddenly I had a whole list of little things that didn't matter when I was shooting once a week, but all of them together, when you start traveling for multiple weeks and shooting every day, that's when solving them starts to make sense. Let me show you what I mean. With the old bag, anytime I wanted to get into it, I'd have to set it on the ground or do one of these moves. Put this on, stand on one leg, trying to get the camera out, and then close it all back up. Somehow, can't get to the zipper. Okay, here we are. Minor inconvenience when you're shooting once in a while. A royal pain when you're doing it 10 times a day for 2 weeks straight in crowded streets. With a quick side access door, I can take out or put my camera away easily while the bag is still on me. When I'm away from home base for 8 or 12 hours at a time, realistically, my camera's going in and out of my bag a lot more than it would on a 12-hour hike. If I have to set my bag down every single time I want to go into a restaurant or a store or a washroom, that's annoying. And sometimes you step out of a building or off the train and the light is perfect, so you need to get that camera out immediately. Now, I've never had gear stolen while traveling, but I know people who have. A lens disappears on a packed street and your trip just cost an extra $2,000. When you're carrying your entire setup on your back in crowded places, there's this low-grade feeling in the back of your mind that doesn't go away without the proper security features built in. The old bag opens from the front. It's easy to get into, for you and anyone else. The current bag opens from the back, which means my gear sits right up against me, and the roll top takes 3 steps to open. Undo the magnets, undo the latch, and then roll it out. It's not a problem for day-to-day use because important stuff doesn't go in there. We'll talk about what does shortly, but it's a lot more secure than the front zips. And what about the side access, you might ask? My camera's usually in my hand or over my shoulder, so there's nothing in there when I'm out and about anyway. But if I really wanted to be extra cautious, I could carabiner it shut. I don't, but it's an option. This isn't about proving the bag is theft-proof or saying it lets you be completely oblivious and unaware while traveling. It's neither of those. It's just reducing that thought in the back of your mind going, is my stuff safe? So you can focus on shooting. With this bag, you get that extra peace of mind. Here's one more cool thing. There's this hidden zip compartment under the luggage pass-through, which is the perfect size for a passport. Some countries, like Japan for example, expect you to carry your passport everywhere as a tourist. I've never been stopped personally, but we're prepared just in case. And my passport sits against my back, just like my gear does. Now, when it comes to travel, I like to go camera bag and carry-on only, which means I needed a bag that checked the previous boxes while being small enough to fit under an airplane seat, but also big enough to carry all the extra stuff that comes with leaving home. This is a 21-liter bag from Wandered. I'm not going to butcher the full name, it's on screen for those that are curious. It fits under an airplane seat with my laptop, chargers for every tech item, a mouse, hard drives, on top of all the camera gear. That's why a sling bag couldn't do the job. I don't own a ton of camera gear, I don't need it for the travel work that I do, but when my whole setup needs to be portable, you're pushing into backpack territory. So the camera bag is my personal item, while my clothes and tripod go in my luggage in the overhead. With this setup, I also don't have to sit around and wait at baggage claim after a 14-hour flight. I can hop off the plane, go straight through customs, and I'm out the door on the way to my hotel. It also makes intercity travel a lot easier when I'm at my destination too, because I don't have to worry about an extra large checked luggage when I'm taking the train from one hotel to the next. It works the same way as an airplane. My camera bag goes under the seat and the carry-on goes overhead. There's no luggage forwarding or awkward looks from bringing an oversized check bag onto the train. This bag wants nothing to do with rain. Anything inside this would get wet. For years, that was fine. Shooting locally, I'd leave the bag behind, put a rain cover on my camera, one battery, and go. That worked when I did it once in a while on purpose. But in more recent years, as I've been fortunate to travel for longer periods of time, bad weather isn't something you can always just skip. You're going to hit rain. It can come out of nowhere. And honestly, I enjoy shooting in it, so I don't want to skip it anyway. Some of my favorite shots have come from rainy nights that I would have had to skip with the old bag. But with the current one, it doesn't matter if the rain is coming down sideways. I've got a rain jacket on, umbrella in one hand, camera in the other, and I don't have to think about anything else. Except for my shoes. I've stepped through deep puddles walking with my eye up to the viewfinder more than once. I should probably get waterproof ones. My camera gear is weather sealed now, but extra batteries, filters, a backup drive, maybe I'm carrying snacks for later. That stuff stays dry when I'm not close to home and bad weather hits. With a weather-resistant shell and zippers, I don't think about rain anymore. I just shoot. The last point of friction with the old bag came from the need to carry more than just camera gear. Doing long day trips, sometimes I leave at 6 a.m. and don't get back until late at night. I'm pretty tall. I burn a lot of fuel, so I like to have snacks on hand. I also want to be able to carry a water bottle when I'm doing 20,000 steps a day and I'm on the coast or the countryside away from modern city conveniences. I also might want to have a rain jacket or umbrella or an extra layer packed if the forecast is showing weather changes. You get the idea. With the old bag only having 2 compartments, the main section with dividers for the gear and the smaller front zip that I was already using for batteries and stuff, it became a total mess when I started adding more non-camera gear. On top of it being annoying to get into. You also have all these extra little slots, like this top compartment for quick access to batteries, or this side slot for a little flashlight if you get caught in the dark. Everything has a place. I know exactly where it is, and I can get to it without digging around. Now, do I use this bag every time I shoot? No. If it's locally in decent weather for a couple hours, I just grab a little sling. Fog rolls in, I want to grab my camera and go for an hour. I don't need to pack a whole kit. Last I was in Tokyo, the big bag actually stayed behind a lot. Some days I'd wake up, check the weather, and then just grab the sling. Camera over my shoulder, wallet, batteries, phone charger, it all fit in a little 2-liter. I'd shoot for a couple hours, pop into a convenience store for a snack, shoot some more, and then head back. The big bag would have just been overkill, but it still had to come with me to get all my gear to the destination. The other days though, day trips traveling distance, temperature changing, rain in the forecast, no guarantee that a restaurant is close by, this bag earns its place. Camera gear like bodies, lenses, bags, to me, they're tools to make the creative process as frictionless as possible. And what that looks like is different for everybody. So is the $500 bag worth it? To me, yes, absolutely. I've never questioned it. I know exactly what problems I'll run into, and this bag solves it. Zero friction, complete and total focus on the work. If you're just starting out, you don't need this. The $50 bag is totally fine. A sling might be perfect until you've shot enough to know where you'll run into issues. If you're shooting the way I do, long haul travel, weeks of daily shooting, long day trips, changing weather, then that bag might be the right fit for you. Or maybe you've already found your perfect setup, in which case, let me know in the comments what's working for you. If you enjoyed this video, you'll love this one about my minimal camera setup too. So make sure to check that one out next.